Good morning. Today we're going to talk about transplanting a plant. And this particular one happens to be a spider plant. Spider plants, as you know, like moist but not wet soil. They like indirect sunlight, and they don't like to be crowded like my poor little guy who has been neglected. So we're going to try and save him today. So what we're going to do first, because plants like to keep their home. My daughter used the analogy recently, when you go to college, you don't leave everything at home, you take stuff with you. And we're going to do the same thing. He's going to take some of his dirt with. So we're going to transplant him, we're going to dump him, for lack of a better phrase, into there. And I'm surprised he did as well looking at the soil, because it's kind of like definitely root-bound soil. But we have at least 4, maybe 5 little plants here that we're going to transplant. And on some of these ends, you can see how they're kind of brown. And normally you could just cut them off, or you could just take better care of the plant. In my case, he had outgrown his home, so he needs to expand a little bit. So we're going to separate him out. And to do that, I'm just kind of going to break the ball up a little bit. With my hands, I'm not worried about gloves or anything like that. Because, you know, I'm washable. I am using it in a bucket here, another planter, so that I don't get my table all dirty, even though if I did, it would be washable too. And what I'm going to do, because I'm going to transplant into some little mason jars, and back in, I'm going to put one back into here so that I can keep it hanging. I'll put the hanger back on and I can hang it up in my kitchen window. But because they're all going to regrow, we're just going to give them a little haircut. This is not the kind of haircut that you would normally do, but I need to be able to manage him. And at the same time, and yes, I did ask my plant if it was okay to give them a haircut. I just did it without actually saying it out loud. And they appreciate it. And then with the little trimmings over there, the little cuttings, I'm going to actually put them behind my hydrangea. So from the earth to the earth kind of thing. So now we have several little plants that I just can't separate here. That'll take me a moment to separate because I don't want to rip the roots. I didn't realize, this is incredible, I didn't realize how big the root system is and how ornate the root system is. Kind of reminds me of the first time I played with the comfrey root. Could not believe how big the root was. So I'm really just kind of pulling away the dirt, and then we're going to combine them all. Well, separate them all, sorry. Trying very hard not to pull the root apart because I don't want to kill the plants, obviously. But this root system is just incredible. And I can feel the life through the root system, which is even more incredible. It's kind of like a little pulse. You ever held your hand up to your neck or something? You felt your pulse? That's what I'm feeling. Okay, so we have one little guy separated out. I might need bigger pots. Then he's actually, he looks like he's 2. Sorry, the wind blew. He looks like he's 2, but we're going to keep him as 1 because I don't know that I could separate him without ruining 1. And then this little guy, so maybe I only have 3 that I have to worry about separating out here because he is all connected as well. So we're gonna, maybe we'll do him off camera because I might be able to separate him. But what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take the bigger of them. Here we go. And we're actually going to put, we got rid of the dead dirt. We're going to put some dirt in here. Before I do that though, because he's not a self-watering pot, and by self-watering, we propagated these earlier. This is a this is a self-watering where you have that little lip and you can actually water down in there, and the water keeps the plant, it comes up from inside so that the plant doesn't dry out, it doesn't get thirsty. It maintains the water. So we're going to put a few pebbles in here. And these are just average pebbles. I don't even remember where I got these from, and I apologize for how loud that is. We're going to get some dirt, and I'm just using Miracle-Gro moisture control. Hide that cup so my husband doesn't see that I'm using one of our dishes. And then we're just going to take this big guy and we're going to put him, oh, I was going to use this one. Well, it doesn't really matter. Take this big guy and we're going to put him back in. Now I only filled it half full so that I can put some of his original dirt back in there. And I keep saying him, but yeah, sometimes I'll say her for a plant. I don't really, it's probably a her. Sorry, I'm having a little problem here. He won't go in without the roots getting all discombobulated. There we go. Now we're going to take some of the old dirt and put it in. And then just kind of pack him in there so that he doesn't fall out. And so that the roots have something to take hold of. So there we go. I might give him another little trim. But he is ready to go. And then I'll just hook these things back on. This is the one it came from. So it is a special one. I was going to put them in a big pot, but these have little holes and these have little hooks. So we're going to put this back on there and put him in my window, which is a west-facing window, and he can get the afternoon sun and grow nicely. And that is how you transplant a plant. So happy planting.